Profit maximizer is this one. So basically, a sales page generates a sale. So, you know, how many of you knew that it costs like on average for like, let's say a fast food restaurant, that it basically costs on average $1.97 just to get a customer to come through the doors on some.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
You knew that, Chuck?
Yeah.
$1.97 to come to the door. What are the costs for that? Let's hear it.
Well, I mean, that's the advertising cost, just to get a customer, just to get you in the door. And then so the hamburger is $2.08. So let's just say on average. So that's 11-cent profit. Then I was like, okay, where's the other money coming from? And then the French fries, $1.13. So he kind of says, you know, like, here's the thing, and what he says makes sense. When you're selling something, so like, let's say, for instance, you're selling that, I don't know, that the first product you offer somebody. Some people put their focus on just that product. But when you think about it, when they take out the wallet to buy that, that's the best time to sell them something else.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you guys think that is?
Because their wallet are already out.
You already have their money out of their pocket, so you just put your gun up and say, "Give me the rest of your money." How many of you have been on those product sales where, like, you feel like, I know, have you guys ever had a Vistaprint? I don't know if you guys have bought anything Vistaprint.
I did.
Vistaprint probably has about 10 upsells just before you can even get to the cart. And you may not buy any of the things, but I have bought some of them. But they make sure, and I don't care if you go back a third time, fourth time, every time you get ready to leave, you're going to have that upsell.
Yep.
So as the airlines company, you know, when you buy airline ticket, and especially those smaller companies that's so-called cheap, you know, like Spirit or Frontier or something like that, you know, it's never $59, you know, it's like this, or if you know, it's like, it's almost overwhelming, but it's almost feel like you're missing out and you're going to be screwed if you're not going to buy that additional offer.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I love Southwest, because they don't pull any BS.
What do you mean?
That's the price. They have 3 different price levels. Like you want to getaway price, your whatever the middle one is, and the business class.
Yeah, if you're rich.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But do you think that's profitable for them?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they do have an upsell. It's like, oh, you want to get on the airplane first? We can bump you up a little bit.
Like with the crowds?
Yeah, but they don't force it on you. Like, they don't like make it a big, you know, like big banner thing or anything. Like, you have to kind of go look for it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. You don't book it, so you don't see it. But
no, I've never seen it.
No, he doesn't book
I
the flight.
have somebody for that.
Yeah, he's got a person.
Yeah.
I have somebody on my team for that.
But also, guys, what they do, like with the other airline that I flew, they offer you to be in their club, and it's like, and it's almost like if you're not in their club, you're getting this horrible deals. So you want to upgrade to be a club member. I mean, they really push the sensitive spots there and make it as if it's gonna so much value gonna be added if you purchase.
Yeah. Well, Yolanda, you buy tickets before. Didn't you guys notice? It seemed like the airfare went down. Was that?
I said, why are you picking on me?
No, because what I'm saying, we're talking about the upsells. Like, it seemed like the airfares like went down, but then they started hitting you with like 5-6 upsells before you make it to the checkout page.
Right, I agree.
Which maybe a marketer came in and said, look, we got to get guys through the door. So the way to get them to the door is get the cheap tickets, but we'll get them on the upsells.
I think when Spirit came about with their $10 flights, and then you pay, you know, $20 for every additional item.
Yeah.
The bigger, I think all the other airlines had to decide we got to get right or get left.
And that's the baggage deal. I just want to say is they have the baggage deal that, you know, if you have any luggage, like you pay like $100 for a bag. Yeah. And my son at the airport, he said, well, before you know it, you'll charge for air.
That's true. Well, the airlines were losing a lot of money. So they had to come up with something. So there was like, look, either we just charge a high ticket and have nobody come, but just charge low fares. And then by the end of the sale, we'll probably have exactly what we want if we would have had a high price ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of gives an example of protein powder. So let me see how he said this. So he said, you could buy one protein powder, but if you buy 3, it'll be cheaper. So he's trying to get you to buy 3 of the protein powder, and he said it has what was that? And then if you don't buy 3, then they have something called the down sale, not the upsell, but the down sale, where they offer it to you for a cheaper price if you didn't take the first one. I just think it's wise because you may not get everyone to buy an upsell, but if you were in the habit of making, I don't know, let's say $300-400 a day or something like that, by adding an upsell to your sequence, you probably could make an extra $100-200 a day on that. Does everyone kind of see the wisdom in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it goes like, you know, they get 80% of value for only 20% of a price or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you say no to that?
Say it again, Veronica?
How do you say no? How the customer will say no to that when they know they get incredible value and it might get them hooked?
Yeah, yeah. But then also, it doesn't necessarily have to be a product. So let's say they're buying a course. You can throw in the upsell for for a high price. You can throw coaching in there. Like, Chuck, when you're doing your photography course, it's all going to be pretty much modules, but you could actually throw coaching in there.
Sure.
As an upsell. So I guess we just have to look at it like the French fries. Like it costs us so much money to get a person through the doors with our advertising, but the way we get profit on top of that is by adding in some other upsells.
Yeah.
So let me just ask, go around for those who are going to do the thing. So Taro, if you have people come in for let's say they buy your course and it's done, it's already recorded and everything. Yeah. What service could you offer as an upsell?
Well, you could do an additional course, for on a specific topic, maybe that you've gleaned from the surveys. I could also sell, the self-defense products like the shrieking alarm. And now there's a new little earpiece. And instead of wearing headphones when you go running, you have a little earpiece that magnifies sound around you. So you could hear if somebody comes up behind you, you can hear like traffic. So throw away the headphones and get one of these. And I mean, I think that would be a really good seller potential.
Oh, that would be. And then also, because we was talking about this too, you could sell mace, especially for women running. That you could just have that on hand.
Yeah.
So they could buy the course, and that could actually be an upsell.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What's the name of the little earpiece thing?
Yeah, I'll send you a video of it, Pat. It's fascinating. Like if you're in the woods, hunters have them, and they just put it in one ear, and they can hear game moving like long ways away. Or you can hear somebody scratching their vest or something. You know what I mean? It's like traffic way up on the road. So it would allow you to hear if somebody comes up behind you or they're moving through the bike trail or whatever.
That's a good upsell.
Yeah, it would be really cool. I'll put the video in our messenger.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So if they buy the course, it's already on their mind of safety.
Yeah.
So if you start throwing those two things in while they already have their wallet out, you could sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe those cute shorts. You know, it's funny because yesterday I saw the reminder came on my Facebook. You know, when it's been just about a year since we've seen you guys, and I have a picture in one of your T-shirts there with little guns on it.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I didn't take the short, but I don't know. We didn't think about those things, but I have that. I saw the picture of me in that short with like little pink guns, like, and you know, those you can. I mean, you can have some accessories for ladies, for example. You know, like I don't know how to call them to put a gun. You know, the gun carry things that you can tie.
The holster.
What?
The holster.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably that. CJ, if you're selling your video services, can you think of an upsell that you could offer with that?
Faster turnaround.
Oh, faster turnaround on their on the project.
Right.
Being edited.
And then if we were doing some sort of a retainer, just try to sell a retainer service, so it's more of a residual monthly income thing too.
Oh, okay, yeah. And by the way, yesterday, so what did I do yesterday? So I did the survey, and then I sent out the list, and then yesterday I found out how to, so when I sent out that survey, everybody didn't open it on my list. So I found out how to create another segment where I sent it to the people who didn't open it. So they walked me through that on Aweber. Does everyone know how to do that part?
say that, which part, Abdul? Say it again.
So if you send out an email, let's say you have a list of like 1,000 people.
Yeah.
So you send out an email, you can actually go in your software and find out how many people didn't open it. So the people that didn't open it, you can create a special thing for them to send it out again and say, oh, I said, I see that you didn't have a chance to open this. Let me give you a second chance. And then you send it to them again.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it yesterday.
What do you mean?
Because I'm on your email list and I've seen it. I see that, oh, you didn't have a chance to open. Well, I'm seeing it. And I actually opened this one.
Oh, okay. So you didn't see the first one.
No, I see it. Was just busy.
Okay. See, that's the thing. But does everyone know how to do that part in their email service?
Mm-mm.
I would recommend that you figure out how to do that, because maybe you may send a message and be like, Chuck, I know you said you sent a message out and you received some responses.
Yeah, a lot of them.
But did you go to check to see, was there someone that didn't open it?
I didn't bother to do it because I got enough responses to fulfill what I needed.
How many responses did you get, Chuck? How many?
Out of 800 that I sent out, I got about 60 responses.
Wow.
Mm.
So in this case, just, for those of you that don't know what I was doing, it was going back to the Russell Brunson book. I sent out an email asking people what sort of things they wanted me to make sure I include in the sales training course.
Yep.
So I got a ton of input on that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So I really didn't have to send out a second one, Abdul, because I got more than enough input.
Got it. So now what I'm going to do is make a video, because we had talked about, oh, Abdul, you have 3 categories. So I'm going to make a video for each one of those categories. And I'm going to ask, is there any, so maybe what I do now that I think about it, I may make 3 videos and put them all in the email and say, here are 3 videos on money, on blah, blah. Pick the one that's most, most popular, I guess, that resonates more with you, and then go from there. Or I was trying to figure a way that if there was somebody that was more, if it was more money related, where I could only send them the money video. But that may take some time. I'm just taking it step by step with this.
Yeah.
Do you guys see the wisdom in that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Yeah. What else do we have here?
Mm-hmm.
Profit maximizer.
By far, this is my favorite chapter.
Why is that?
Which one, Veronica? Which one is your favorite?
This one.
Why is that?
Because it's just, first of all, it's short. No. Second of all, it's something that, I've, because this whole thing ask is so, with the surveys, something that, I, for example, hadn't done on that level at all. And this one I can really understand, and I like how it explains, like I have a clear vision of this one. It's really makes sense how to add upsells and downsells to your product. So I feel that it just explains so well, like I really understand this one.
Yeah. One thing he also says too, so he says the upsell, he talks about the downsell, but he also says there was another tool you could use called the one-click offer, and that's something you're adding extra, but the catch is you're only offering it here. And he said that once you say that, you have to be a person of your word where you can't change that. So literally, and I know Dan Henry is known for that. Like I just saw he has a Pixel course for $37. And he's like, look, buy this Pixel course now for this price. And based on his history, I know he kind of keep you in the mind frame. And you better buy it for that price because when you see it again, it's going to be $60. It's going to be $70. And then you're going to shoot yourself in the foot and you're like, dang it, I should have got it at that price. But he's creating that kind of, think about himself. So I'm just like, so now I know, like I told myself right before the call, like I need to grab that for $37 before it goes up. So, so how could you, so this is about real time. How could you, based on what you heard so far, add that to your brand?
Well, on the downsell, if you see someone that is not wanting to upgrade, then you offer them, like he says, almost as good, 80% of the benefit at 20% of the cost.
Yeah, it's just a lesser upgrade, really.
It's a lesser upgrade.
Oh, you don't want 3 buckets of protein powder for the price of one? Well, how about you buy 2 and we'll give you free shipping?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But how could you guys add it to your product?
That's what I'm struggling with on, at least for our real estate business anyway, is how.
We're not even real estate. What about your photography course? Because that's what you're going to be.
That's easy. That's all mapped out.
How could you, let me hear it.
Well, you already mentioned one where you can actually get some interaction with me.
Yep. Okay.
And then I've got some other products that I'll create that we can use to kind of bump up a little extra money at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, and it just, the more stuff you make of value, then the better off you're going to be.
Yeah. There was a guy, I can't remember his name, Vince Reed. I remember when I bought something that he had, and then it was kind of like that same thing like Vistaprint. Oh, you bought that, then here's something else. Boom. And then here's something else. And then, here's a down sale, and here's that. And now that I'm reading about it again for the second time, I'm like, okay, now I see what these guys are doing. Makes sense.
No.
Yolanda, how do you think you could offer it?
This is what happened.
I didn't hear the question.
How do you think when you get to the point where the person, your client has their wallet out, how do you think you could offer, what could be one of your upsells?
Oh, I can answer that.
What was this? How could you do it?
She does it all the time. It's called, you have to pay to play.
You have to pay to play.
Can't stand this boy.
What is pay to play? I don't know. What is pay to play?
Honey,
What is
in business, not in marriage.
From pay to win.
DJ, you are crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Write it in the chat. Write it in the chat.
Yeah.
Abdul, let me think about that one and come back to you.
Okay, no problem.
I just actually rejoined the call, so sorry, I didn't hear the conversation before it.
Oh, no big. Donna, are you there, Donna?
Yes, Donna's here.
Hey, Donna. So, good morning, by the way. And how would have you heard the part about the upsell?
Yes, I did.
So what would be your product that you would sell before even the upsell? What could you sell online on your website?
Sure. So probably a special executive coaching circle, like an exclusive circle, access to an exclusive circle.
So you will be offering a digital course first on something, but then you're saying that you probably get offered a coaching or an exclusive circle?
Yeah, so if I offer a online digital course, there may be an exclusive executive circle that happens before the course to help them have an advantage, some sort of advantage.
Yeah.
They're like a little mastermind group with a select group that I've worked with before, so they'll have a little bit of an up leg on the materials, et cetera, to come.
Okay. Yeah. See, the girl that was going to be on yesterday, because this is kind of this is not your easiest book, but one thing I saw them do was they actually just came from California, and they rented out like a huge home, and it was like 5 or 6 people in there, and they pretty much just put their head down on vacation and just did the book. They had the expert secrets, and they just sat in there and they just started brainstorming. Well, what did you think about this? And they were learning. And I looked at that and I thought it was so freaking wise, because the guy I was talking to a guy once, and he said everybody went to Russell Brunson's Funnel Hacking Live. And he said it was great value at the Funnel Hacking Live, but he said you would find dudes that would literally be like passed out on the stairs, but not from alcohol, but just because they've freaking been up studying all night. And they would just go in these rooms and just, and just learn with other people. And I thought that was so wise. So I said, man, it would be awesome if you could lock yourself in an apartment for 30 days, had your food catered in, and you just learned. I don't know if that sounds like attractive to everybody else, but for me, that sounds like freaking awesome.
That sounds like Howard Hughes.
Really?
It sounds awesome, but if you're locking yourself only in the room and learning, you're only going to go as far as your mind goes.
Oh, no.
Not that did that vacation house and they did it together. That's better than just one person locking themselves in a room, to me.
Oh, no. That's what I'm talking about.
A group, like a mastermind, locking themselves away.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about not just me.
Okay, I thought you meant one person.
No. But I'm talking about when I saw them all in the room, because here's the thing, one of the guys that was there, I was like, oh, that was the guy that was on Grant Cardone season 2, and he won the whole thing. And here she is on season 4 of Grant Cardone. So now you have like-minded people that are all around each other. And I just thought, if you lock yourself in an apartment with somebody who was a supercharged person, they wanted to learn something. That's like how Jabril came up. Another guy after him, Travis, came up. They would all do these little masterminds together. And I just think that's so wise, because it goes back to the thinking we're rich principle. When there's one mind, and then you bring another person in, then you created a third. But that may not be attractive to everybody else.
It depends. When you say locking yourself in an apartment, I see a horror movie. Not a horror movie, but I feel like suffocated, you know, but I understand the idea of it is awesome.
Yeah, because
cage match.
It's so funny because I see a beach house with 7 rooms and some brilliant minds, and we're coming
better.
Well, actually, that's what they had, because she wanted to have the video on Sunday because she said, oh, the background. So I saw some pictures on the page of that mastermind. And, of course, they were like, I think that she said the next place they're going to meet is Beverly Hills. That's the next meetup. But I just think that, I don't know, it's something about that just like, you could have your funnel finished by the time you were done in a week. You could have this finished by the time you were done in a week. It just seems very productive. Like you take away the distractions.
Sorry.
No, so you're saying.
Abdul, do you still teach yourself Arabic?
Yeah, I go to class Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, you go to a class. I thought you locked yourself away. I didn't know you were in a class. I thought you were learning it on your own.
Oh, no. I have an instructor on Tuesdays and Tuesdays and Sundays.
I feel so there's like a new form of like a different form of a seminar, you know, when the high power people have their seminars and meetups. But when you actually, you know, in one building and you meet and you just hang out with the people of that kind of energy and that doing things, I do believe it can like rejuvenate your whole system, and you can definitely learn. And the thing is, you're not living like, you know, I think the problem with seminars sometimes, you just go there for 2 hours, but it's not always enough to know how to implement it and how to. Yeah. So I think it's powerful. Yeah.
Complex subjects, you got to spend some time with. It's not like you can look at it and figure it out right away. You got to try it a couple of times and then you're like, aha, I got it.
Well, Thomas Edison and Harvey Firestone and some of those other guys at that same level, they'd go on camping trips together.
And that caravan was huge.
Yeah.
And they would take their families with them, but they wouldn't be engaged in their discussion. But there's many pictures of them just sitting down, laying down on the freaking grass. But that's the thing. They were doing complex stuff, probably talking about what's the best way to run this company and take it nationally. And these weren't small goals. It's not something like you could figure like, oh, I need to make a couple of things here and it's done. No. Can you imagine you want to take your company and have a national brand? You have to be around some smart dudes to try to work those problems out. But even with Benjamin Franklin, when he created those groups and they would sit around and they were kind of like basically masterminds, and they created the library, they created the fire department, they created all these things. I think it's wise just to get a group of people together to try to do that kind of stuff.
There is.
Veronica, sounds awesome.
So I think when we did Expert Secrets and even .com Secrets, I think we should have done it in that format. We would have been a lot further along than we are, in my opinion.
Well, we're further along though, Yolanda. We actually.
I understand that, Abdul. I get what you're saying, especially because of the Saturday meetups and working. But what I mean is further along in when we started reading this book, and maybe it's just me, but I outside of Sean and maybe you, I doubt it. But when we started reading this book, that's something else we have to learn how to implement on top of what the learning curve from .com Secrets.
Yeah, I think it's one by one because like I don't know if you heard this part, but like so sent out the survey, did the list. Send it back to the people who didn't open it. And now I'm getting ready to try to figure out, okay, there was like 3 or 4 different answers. So how can I send it directly to that person? Is there a way? Or do I have to send all 3 of the links with all the answers to everyone again? And then they can just pick the one that they choose. So I'm literally taking it step by step. Because if I create the overwhelm, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do this, I'll be stuck in analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the biggest thing. With this complex stuff, I keep hearing it from Neil Patel, who created like 4 multi-million-dollar companies in marketing. You have to do it one by one by one. If you don't do it one by one, you're going to be stuck.
Carol, I have a question for you. Does everything that we're reading and talking about, does Samuel's program do that for you, Carol?
Does what's the last part you asked, Yolanda?
Everything that we're reading and learning and speaking about, does Samuel's program, You Share 360, does it do that for you?
Yeah, the back office system. And honestly, I don't use a fraction of what that system offers me. I mean, that will take care of it. Taxes, it takes care of follow-up on emails, your mail database, or about $50 a month. I mean, I wish you wouldn't even ask that, because now I'm going to have this big cloud thing. It's so much he offers.
Well, just to make you feel better, we have the program, haven't even gotten to any of that part yet.
Oh, thank you, babe. Okay, but don't you think it's wonderful? It's great. All of that stuff that he offers in back office is really good.
Well, where Abdul is talking about the survey, does his program have something like that set up?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think we'd have to develop it. I mean, I would, and then we could certainly incorporate it.
Yeah, his program does have a survey. But, you know, I want to ask a question, because we're pretty much done with what he said with the upsell, downsales, whatever. But let me ask you guys. So this is definitely a complex thing. I'll ask Chuck, what do you think causes the person not to take the next step? Because this is not some easy information.
You talking about the person, like the business owner, or the prospect?
The business owner. Like, how can we take this and start applying it? What, from your perspective?
Well, I'll tell you how I see it is, you know, I'm not going to take this book verbatim and just stop doing what I'm doing and start doing that.
Yeah.
You know, that would be just, that would consume all of my time, and I wouldn't be able to do my actual job. So what I am doing is taking what I learn in this book and taking some of the pieces and using those to improve what I'm already doing.
Yeah. The best way I could see like these books being used, I talked to this high-powered guy one time. He said he has an idea box. And what he meant by that is that, look, I'm not going to do all these ideas at once. But once I get one implemented, then I could always go back to that idea box and pull something out. So I'll always be progressing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and also, you know, like, okay, let's say 6 months, year from now, you know, I'm faced with some kind of problem. You know, I've got all this information that we've been reading in my brain to draw from to find a solution. So whether or not I feel like I've really got this, or if I've implemented it, it's still in my brain, and it's there, and it's available to solve problems with in the future. So, you know, for that reason, I don't really get too overwhelmed with these books, because I don't feel like I have to implement every little thing.
Yeah, you know, all at once. Are these complex books for some people a turn off?
I think they are.
I don't think so.
This is the type of information, like, this is the whole thing with school. Like, you put me in an easy class, I will fall asleep. You put me in like freaking calculus, I'm wide awake.
I'll tell you, these last few books that we've done together, well, that'll separate the people from the ones that get separated out.
Yeah.
I think I know which group I'm in.
Yeah, we haven't seen you here.
I don't know this book. Woo.
See, you're right. I think there's just two different personalities type. Like, this is the kind of stuff like, man, my freaking, like,
you're on
blood
fire.
is crawling. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, man, I need to get my pencil. Damn.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. When I saw Dan Henry's office and I saw all those whiteboards, I literally was like, Oh my gosh, I could like put an air mattress in that room and just sleep there.
My God!
Abdul, you can hang up now.
Go back to nerd. Air mattress. You nerd, you.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm just wired that way.
That's cool. That's very cool, actually.
Hey, by the way, Abdul, just an FYI, you can buy that whiteboard material at Home Depot, 4-foot by 8-foot sheets for $12 a sheet.
Really? And it's just as good as the whiteboard that you would buy and
it's the same stuff. It's just the sheet though. It's not.
And what do you do? Put it up on the wall? You just hang it on the wall?
Hang it on the wall.
Yeah.
He has a whole room just like, I don't know, like, you know, some people like, they'll go to a furniture store and look at some furniture. Like that would be my furniture.
Yeah, we keep going and looking at whiteboards.
No, you don't spend all that money.
I'm getting that whiteboard. I love that better than the blackboard concept.
Uh-huh.
Why it always gotta be the black man?
No, the blackboard.
Yeah, nobody wants the blackboard.
No,
they have
Hey,
some new ones that actually look pretty good.
You guys, we should probably behave. Donna is on the phone.
Chuck wanted the blackboard. I want you all to know.
Because I wanted everybody to know that I'm not prejudiced against boards.
You're not. Okay, Pat and Chuck, you're not allowed to play.
That was my way of letting everybody know that I am a good person.
Yes,
That
you
is
are.
so funny. Donna, what do you think about all this? Not the blackboard and whiteboard part, but I mean like about adding these things to your business.
Are you asking Donna, aren't you?
Donna, yeah, Donna.
It's Donna.
Maybe she's not there.
I'm here, sorry.
No problem.
I think it's great. And I definitely follow the flow of the conversation in terms of trying to apply everything and become overwhelming. So I think it was Chuck who says, you know, he'll just add what makes sense and he doesn't try to do everything. And so with that being said, I agree. A lot of great concepts. It's got my wheels turning right now listening to the conversation.
What would be the next thing you could implement, Donna, in your business?
Well, I'm going to go back to the first time I visited you guys, and I'm still working out my my survey. So I'm working out those survey questions and to make sure that I'm going to be able to serve the correct demographic and give them what they need. So that's where I am.
Well, you know, the survey starts with only one question.
Yeah.
So the other questions don't even have to come yet. So I used Survey Gizmo to do it, whatever. But really, that's the thing. It only starts with that one question. So
well, when we're done with the webinar part, I think
on Saturdays,
maybe we'll start to discuss surveys.
And you know what, Matt? I think that's why. Like that's the playground.
Yeah,
I think it should be because
I do too.
The webinar isn't the most easiest thing either. But I mean, Chuck, man, it seems like in about a week or two, you're ready to go live.
Yeah, I'm almost ready.
Yeah, he's good with his.
I'm pretty close. The only thing I need to do is get the case studies done.
And the photos.
Yeah, but that's nothing.
No, the photos are nothing.
That's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're ready. You're ready to go and give it a trial run. But see, that's the thing, though. These kind of things aren't going to be done overnight. You know, it took, this is our, 6 or 7 times with the webinars?
Yeah, I think we've been working on 7 weeks, I think.
Yeah, about 7 weeks, yeah.
But it's not a full-time effort. You know, we've got our regular day job, so we have to earn a living in the meantime. So,
yeah.
Right. We're meeting on 7 Saturdays.
We're meeting on Saturdays and devoting whatever other time during the week we can. It's like for me, Friday afternoon devoted to that.
Yeah. It takes time, that kind of stuff. But once it gets going, it's going. And it's going for you automatically at that point. I'm looking at Veronica like, this is not my thing. Well, let me ask you this. I can tell this piece probably doesn't motivate you right here, because maybe this is something that you could pay someone to do. But with you probably producing content for your group, that's the part where you kind of light up in your business?
You mean webinars?
Well, not just webinars, but like this kind of stuff. Like,
this is totally applies to me. Absolutely. In both of my businesses, the upsell and downsell thing.
Yeah.
And I really, this is something that excites me actually. I think, because I can totally do it, and I can do so much better. And I've started to use my VIP club as kind of like a gateway, something where, once people are in my club, they can have a better deal for my other products, and they can have, kind of, I've been doing a little bit of that, but, just kind of manually without quite system laid out. But I totally see the, I think anybody who sells product or coaching, anybody can use these. And I mean, seriously, it's my favorite chapter because I can actually see these things. I can like visualize that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was, I was listening to some coaching that Sandy Krakowski had, and I think she had said that most $1 million businesses online basically get there by $50 products. $50 products and under. So it's not about sometimes selling the things for $297 or things like that. Sometimes it's about just, you literally selling a product for $37, and if you throw an upsell in there of you can get this for 10 and you do that before you know it, that alone could be an extra $20, $30, $40, $50,000 for your business. So
I really think this one was a brainstorming for. I mean, I think every one of us should sit down and brainstorm, because sometimes people really need those extra products. They just don't know we have them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, seriously,
I agree with you, Veronica. I have coffee on the brain, but I sat down and spoke with Sean and 2 other people that you guys don't know, and immediately they gave me coffee products that I never thought about that can become a monthly thing, that can become subscription-based, that people are actually looking for that I'm not aware. And it's actually one lady gave me a thing that people look for and the reason they go to a coffee shop in the first place. I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting on my behind not doing this stuff when who should be the coffee expert should know this stuff. So I know that the surveys are going to be powerful for me.
Yeah.
When I get a chance to focus on it. I agree with her. You should definitely always have a mastermind.
What did you say, Donna?
Yeah. Yolanda, I definitely agree, because just like a well-coordinated outfit, and excuse me, I'm a fashion diva, it's got to make sense.
Which makes sense why she's my friend, right, guys?
Yeah. Well, let me give a challenge to the room. For those of you who haven't started the first step yet, what about whether Survey Gizmo or whatever survey platform you want, what about putting together that one question that he asked, what is your biggest challenge or whatever, and sending that out to your list, sending it out to your Facebook page or whatever, just taking that action today.
I think it's a good idea. I can do that.
I'll accept the challenge.
Yeah, and like I say, I listened a lot to Neil Patel, and he falls definitely in that nerdy category. I mean, you got to say something to a guy that created 4 multi-million-dollar businesses all in the online thing. I tell myself, this guy has to know something I don't. But the thing I've noticed about him is he doesn't get overwhelmed. He's always looking for the next step. And he literally approaches it from step by step by step. And that's why I think a lot of people mess up, is that they look at the whole project instead of just the next step. And if you did that over a 30-day period, you could get a lot accomplished with this complex stuff.
I like this one-by-one thing because, sometimes we get, if you can just do one thing a day, like towards something new, toward business, I think it's, just get one thing, one little change. I think it's powerful because it's so easy to get overwhelmed and then you're really stuck.
Yeah. And that's why I'm not saying everybody here suffers from that, but that's why I wanted to say, look, let me just get the Survey Gizmo thing going, and let me send the email out. So, you know, but now I'm at a different step because I just took that first action. So, but yeah, so that's all I have. You guys have anything to add to this chapter?
No, I think it's really great what you're doing though, Abdul, that you're just like, well, shit, man, I'll just try it.
Yeah.
Got nothing to lose.
And see, that's
I really
honestly
admire that because it's so easy to get mired down and, you know, like, oh man, am I doing this thing right? It's like, just doing something, you know, and see what happens.
But this is where I think perfectionism, and I'm not saying that you guys suffer from it, but this is where I think it can kind of hurt you in this state. Because if you're always trying to get it right, when you get into complex stuff, you're not always going to get it right. You're going to have to scribble on some paper and do a couple redos over and over and over again. That's just how the complex stuff works.
Well, you know, I keep thinking back to what Dan said, that, you know, you're going to screw it up, but it doesn't matter because you just need one.
Yes. Yes. And if anybody, I mean, like, even if you look at, I mean, you could look at Dan's brand and be like, he probably needs to change that. That graphic wasn't too bright. You can do it all day long, but the fact is, I wasn't worried about his graphic. I was worried about he's offering a pixel program for this price, and I need to buy it now because it's going to be higher.
Because, you know, he keeps his promise. If he said it's a limited offer, it's going to be a limited offer.
It's going to be a limited offer.
I mean, unlike one other Facebook marketers, it says, oh, it's a limited offer, 48 hours, and it's been going on for like 5 months.
You know, and I get that part, but I guarantee you there are people that were seeing stuff like you, but there are still people buying that program.
Yes, I agree with you, but I mean, she definitely makes it, I mean, it looks like people are jumping in just because, you know, she's a powerful marketer. They're still jumping in. But
in a very subtle way, though, it undermines the person's credibility, doesn't it?
It does for me, but at the same time,
be a man of your word, you know.
And I get it, Chuck. But think about it. You got to look at it like this. One thing I've learned from online is that you will get these people who will totally focus on your brand, be like, oh, you didn't do that. Oh, you didn't do that right. But then when you look at their brand, a lot of these people haven't even created a page yet.
Yeah.
Because what they're doing is, and I'm not saying we don't believe it here, but what they're doing is they're focusing on your progress and trying to find the flaws, but they haven't started anything they have yet.
Right, but we're just researching the business model. I would rather be like Dan Henry, and if I say, hey guys, this weekend you can buy my course with 20 off, it's pre-Christmas sale, you know, only for the weekend, and I kind of would like to implement that where I can feel good about myself that I say, and this is what it is. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, both of their businesses are working, so I think we just pick what we'd like to implement. Yes.
The best way I can say it, Chuck, when you went to the table and talked to that guy, and he said Tony Robbins is a piece of crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tony Robbins,
his credibility right there because he was criticizing somebody.
Yeah.
But Tony Robbins is the main speaker for Funnel Hacking Live. And I thought about it. I said, Tony Robbins probably received anywhere from $20,000 to maybe $50,000 just to speak there. Yeah. So here's a guy that's sitting there telling people, maybe you should buy my book. And Tony Robbins is getting $50,000 or more for just one gig, even with his so-called bad personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll bet you if you went to Tony Robbins, like, hey, Tony, man, this guy said that you're no good. And Tony would be like, yeah, whatever.
Anyways, how are you doing today, Chuck?
Yeah. Oh, well, never heard of it.
But see, I think the bigger you get, the more criticism you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the cost of leadership.
Yeah, it comes with the game.
Yeah, and I think you should be on a Bernard, like Brandon Burchard level to say something about Tony Robbins, you know, like when you are nowhere being multi-millionaire and you say like, oh, this is piece of crap. Well, you know, it's just, it makes you look even worse because you are not anywhere close to that level. I think, it's just, I think all of us, we choosing our model, what we want to be like, because we have many role models or many business concepts, so we just choose what's better for us. But, it doesn't mean that, like, we don't have to be spend our time to see what's wrong with other people's business model, because it's just waste of time.
Well, you're not focusing on yours if you're worried about theirs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So I mean, you could focus on it, but at the end of the day, at the end of the year, they've made more millions, and you're still stuck. You haven't even have your website up yet. So, but yeah. I don't know. I just really like that idea of getting a place to stay and nerding out for like a week or so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like the idea of that too.
Me too. As long as I have a big... I'm tired, Abdul. Why are you picking on me all the time?
No, I'm not picking on you. But it's just so funny because it's you can totally tell in these kind of subjects where the road separates.
No, I actually would like to do that. Seriously, I have a low energy today, so I'm not as my usual self. I'm just really tired. I mean, my business is on fire, both of them, because it's that time of the year for me. So I'm just super busy making a ton of cash. It takes time. It takes energy. But
breaking in the money. There you go.
Yeah, I am right now, and I just want to say that I actually would love to do something like that, because I don't have as much of, I mean, if any, in my physical world, people who do these things. So I would absolutely actually like it, having like a getaway with brainstorming and actually, really boiling in that. I would love it, yeah.
But let me ask real quick, Sean, you're here for a while. What did you think about this chapter?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Pretty good chapter.
Yeah. So tomorrow is chapter.
Did you want to go in detail on it, or?
Oh yeah, just speak a little bit about it. Yeah.
When we read like .com and Expert Secrets, they talked on something called a value ladder. Do you remember that?
Yep, value ladder. Yep.
And then you have a background with Ryan Dice where they talked about the ascension process, right?
Yep.
That's what this is.
Same thing, just a different name. Like Russell Brunson with the value ladder, like for dentists, say, oh, you could do $10 teeth clean. And then while they have you in the chair, they literally have the book open while they have all that stuff in your mouth. They say, oh, we noticed that you have this. Here's the price we cost for this. Here's the price. And before you're like, man, I went in there for teeth cleaning. Now I got a bill. I'm set up with some appointments that maybe cost anywhere from $2,000 to $1,000. Their job is just to get you through the door.
Well, let me ask everybody a group on this. So you got your product, and they buy the product, and you have an upsell, and they buy that. Then what?
Then what's after the upsell?
Yeah.
Oh, you can have multiple upsells. And
okay, but how are you going to structure that upsell?
Well, that's tomorrow's chapter.
Is it?
Well, I don't know.
I think that he probably would talk about it.
Is.
Well, tell us, Sean.
There's something called a profit maximizer.
Yep, heard of that.
That'd be the third. You hit the lead magnet, core product, upsell, then profit maximizer. That's always your step.
Mm.
Yeah, in the next chapter, we're going to talk about the email follow-up feedback loop.
Email follow-up feedback loop. That's probably setting up your email campaign, I would guess.
Well, it's setting up for future sales.
Oh, I got you.
Read it, so it's
okay. You've been cheating a little bit, Chuck.
Shoot, man, I'm ambitious.
I I can tell you're kind of that guy.
Stay one step ahead of everybody else so I can be even.
There you go.
So you can be evil.
No, even.
So
Veronica's starting to wake up now. She's starting to.
Could you give? I'm not coming up with one. I can make up one, but I'm trying to think of one in real life. Do you have a good example? Does anyone have a good example of a profit maximizer? Or no? I mean, does everyone know what that is?
Well, could it be something like, okay, you sell your product for, like the tripwire, like $1 or something. Then after that, you move to a $47 product, and then maybe a profit maximum. Could it be just like coaching or something like that?
How much are you going to charge for it?
Well, whatever your coaching fee is. Let's say you have a coaching
profit
fee.
Maximizers are always anywhere between 10 to 15 times the amount of the core product.
That's okay.
And they're always, you're not going to get, okay, so the point, it's kind of like Veronica said, they already have their wallet out. You're not going to get very many of these, but if you get something that's 10 to 15%, higher than your core product, you get 4 or 5 of these in a quarter. These offset any type of really kind of additional cost. Exactly. Right. Dan Henry mentioned something about coming out to his house, like paying 10 grand and build funnels.
Yep.
And that's a profit maximizer. A lot of these people have ClickFunnels has certified partner programs. Digital Marketer has certified partner programs. To even do that, you got to drop 15 grand.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a profit. I mean, that's a profit maximizer.
Well, I guess a meetup could be the profit maximizer.
A lot of people do on that. But a lot of people, I've really kind of seen two different. Everybody's got their own flavor, obviously, but I've really kind of seen like two groups leaning one way and the other. One of them is obviously a meetup, like an actual physical location, because it's kind of like you thinking about the brainstorming for the weekend. Actually to be there on these digital products. That's really the ultimate escalation, is to do this in person with each other, And then the second one is really kind of an extended software use, like a massive value software, which that's basically what funnel scripts and stuff was.
Mm-hmm. I can see the wisdom in that, but I mean, like, of course, you're worth something for somebody to come and meet you face to face, and I'm sure they can have more value if they did that. So you're right, but it goes back to one of the books. I won't say these things are made up, but you really can make them up. Like whatever, you can put a price tag on, a high price tag on, hey, it's going to cost you $7,000 just to see me that day. Some people may buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a lady did a speech, and she said, you can buy the class here, but I bring people out. I make sure you get a good hotel, you get this, you get that, and she had a price on it for people to come out and see her. And there actually was some people in that class she gave, which was a free class, that actually bid on that offer. So, but yeah, I see what you're saying now, Sean. That makes sense. So tomorrow, that's chapter, whatever it is, 17, 18, about the emails. So we'll meet here tomorrow. Take care, guys.
Have a great day, everybody.
All righty.